senior brother Cheng Mo of the Azure Lotus sect, returned home to find his wife and children brutally murdered, their heads missing. He embraced their bodies, wailing, "Damn you, Demon Yama! You killed my wife and children. It's all my fault for being in seclusion, unable to protect them." Everyone tried to comfort him, assuring him it wasn't his fault. Sect Master Ching Xuan immediately declared that the victims should be properly buried, and they would hunt down the Demon Yama. As an outsider, I secretly frowned. A true Demon Yama's massacre would never look like this. The Demon Yama is a descendant of an ancient demonic beast, extremely rare. In my youth, I almost died under its claws. It became my personal demon, my inner torment. That's why I understand it best. Yung Che, what are you saying? This is clearly the vicious attack of a Demon Yama. Deacon Wang's words carried a dismissive tone, yet were filled with absolute certainty, immediately sparking my suspicion. Deacon Wang, why are you so sure it's a Demon Yama? Deacon Wang crossed his arms, looking down at me condescendingly. You've only killed a few demonic beasts, and you dare question me? Seeing my silence, he pointed at the 3 supine corpses in the house, explaining simply, "The tragedy happened last night. 3 people died. 1 adult and 2 children, the wife and 2 sons of senior brother Cheng of the Azure Lotus sect. When a body falls after decapitation, fresh blood spurts from the neck. At the severance point on the neck, clear claw marks are visible. In the lotus pond outside the courtyard, the lotus flowers are cut into many pieces, withered lotuses floating on the surface. These marks are definitely not caused by a blade or sword, but by a beast's claws. The crucial evidence is on the shattered pattern door, where the distinct 4 claw marks of a Demon Yama are very clearly left. Yes, 4 claws. I counted very carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. All fingers intact, not one missing. Deacon Wang's voice was full of conviction. Among all demonic beasts that prefer eating human heads, the Demon Yama ranks 3rd across all lands. The only beast with 4 claws is precisely the Demon Yama. 5 days ago, in Lotus Heart Town, 1,000 miles from here, people also died under the Demon Yama's claws. Is it so hard to deduce that this beast has wandered to the Azure Lotus sect to commit its crimes? I quickly flattered him, Deacon Wang, truly enlightened and sharp-eyed like a god. Deacon Wang nodded proudly. Speaking of which, you share a name with Fairy Lu of the Heavenly Unity sect, but she has slain nearly 1,000 formidable demonic beasts. He is what you call professional. How long have you been down the mountain? You've only managed to kill a few minor demons. You should study properly. My expression was somewhat unreadable. Deacon Wang, I mean the Fairy Lu, you call professional. Though, truthfully, I've only slain 997. In his eyes, I was merely a new recruit from the Hanging Moon sect, fresh from the mountains and still undergoing training. The Hanging Moon sect was a small, obscure sect, far inferior to the Azure Lotus sect. I cooperatively feigned an expression of deep admiration. I wish I could become a master like her. Deacon Wang glanced at me. The Heavenly Unity sect is the leading righteous path. Fairy Lu Yu is an astonishing talent, long since having reached the pinnacle of first-rate masters, her strength on par with our sect master. Even in your dreams, you should strive to cultivate diligently. Perhaps in a few decades you might have a slight chance to be like her. I remained silent. Deacon Wang rubbed his nose and said no more. I scanned the crime scene. The Cheng Mo family. Murder initially appeared to be an innocent mother and children massacred by a Demon Yama, but in my eyes, every detail was suspicious. According to the records in the Yi Book of Desolate Deities, the Demon Yama moves in a straight line. Its favorite food is human heads filled with fear. Therefore, the Demon Yama often casts divine abilities to make its prey flee in terror, then decapitates them from behind and devours them. A person fleeing who is decapitated will usually fall forward. But all three victims died lying on their backs, as if decapitated from the front. Furthermore, the Demon Yama's nature is extremely savage. Its claws are only used for killing and would not be idle enough to cut flowers and plants. An entire lotus pond severed. It all seemed very strange. And the 4 claw marks on the door were indeed left by 4 claws. But why were all 4 marks so neat and orderly? All these details led me to conclude that this tragedy was definitely man-made. But I still had one lingering doubt. Why was there a faint wisp of demonic energy remaining at the scene? Deacon Wang couldn't sense it. But I, being sensitive, could keenly perceive that it was the very demonic energy of the Demon Yama I was familiar with. The one that had once terrified me. If it wasn't the Demon Yama who committed the crime, where did this demonic energy come from? In my youth, both my parents died tragically under the Demon Yama's claws, and I myself nearly lost my life. It became my personal demon, preventing my cultivation from breaking through. The Demon Yama, I must kill it. Moreover, I am the current Heavenly Guardian Envoy of the Heavenly Unity sect, specialized in punishing evil and eliminating villains. Matters concerning the Demon Yama naturally won't be overlooked. This was not just a simple confrontation with a demonic beast. I habitually changed my identity to enter the Azure Lotus sect, traveling the Jianghu. Having a few extra identities was necessary. While I was pondering, a group of Azure Lotus sect disciples rushed in from outside the door. The one leading them stumbled, supported by others. His handsome face, with sword-like brows and bright eyes, filled with grief. Upon seeing the 3 corpses, his legs gave way and he fell to his knees. Then he frantically crawled forward, embracing the woman's body. Tears and snot streaming down his face, beating his chest in anguish. Shaolian, my children, you died so tragically. Azop, damn Demon Yama, it's all my fault. I was busy cultivating in seclusion and couldn't protect you. Deacon Wang, beside him, sighed softly. What a cruel fate, to receive such dreadful news right after ending seclusion. So, this is senior brother Cheng Mo, the victim. Someone whispered. Seeing him nearly faint, everyone rushed to comfort him. Senior brother, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself too much. That's right. Please restrain your sorrow, senior brother. The scene was chaotic, but my intuition told me something was off with Chang Mo. As I hesitated, there was a thump, and a figure landed in the courtyard. It was Sect Master Qing Xuan of the Azure Lotus sect, his graying temples and long beard still commanding respect, even in his anger. Everyone quickly stepped forward to salute, but Cheng Mo remained kneeling on the ground, weeping mournfully. This was the second time I'd seen him today. I keenly sensed an unusual aura flickering around him, but when I tried to sense it carefully, it was gone. The impact when he landed was considerable. To others, it was the heavy, mountain-like presence of a sect master. But I knew it was a sign of being unable to control his strength. With Sect Master Qing Xuan's cultivation, this shouldn't be happening. Sect Master Qing Xuan's gaze swept over everyone, giving a slight nod of acknowledgement, then turned to Cheng Mo. Nephew Mo, grieving is useless now. The urgent matter is to enter them properly and capture the Demon Yama. Disciples, heed my command. Immediately, the entire sect will mobilize to hunt down the Demon Yama and avenge Cheng Mo. Sect Master Qing Xuan. Sect Master Qing Xuan's words were forceful, and the disciples, seething with righteous indignation, eagerly accepted the command. Cheng Mo's face was filled with gratitude. This disciple thanks the sect master. As Sect Master Qing Xuan stroked his beard and nodded, I saw a flicker of an almost imperceptible jest in his eyes. I frowned. This was truly strange. Sect Master, did you personally witness the Demon Yama committing the crime? My clear voice made everyone turn their heads. Even Cheng Mo glanced at me with a hint of surprise. Who are you? How dare you question the sect master? A disciple spoke up to challenge me. Deacon Wang also chastised me from the side. Yun Che, what nonsense are you spouting? Apologize at once. Sect Master Qing Xuan, however, appeared benevolent, waving his hand. It's all right. Yun Che is a disciple of the Hanging Moon sect, a descendant of an old friend of mine. You may just call me Sect Master. She has only just left her sect for training. A little naivety and innocence can be excused. Several senior brothers of the Azure Lotus sect whispered amongst themselves. So, she's a disciple from a small, insignificant sect. Inexperienced in the world. She looks sallow and frail. So this is what sallow looks like. She even shares a name with my idol, Fairy Lu Yu. What a pity she's so far inferior. I disdained their words, thinking to myself, if you went without sleep or rest for days on end, you'd look sallow too. I looked at Sect Master Qing Xuan, my expression serious. Sect Master, though I haven't slain many demonic beasts, I know the habits of that Demon Yama by heart. Sect Master Qing Xuan looked interested, smiling faintly. Oh. Then Disciple Yun. Tell us what are the habits of a Demon Yama. I began to recite. The Demon Yama always moves in a straight line, never sideways. It likes to eat human heads, is pitch black with 4 claws, and is adept at stealth, making it very hard to see. Perhaps I can help the sect master find it. The most peculiar thing is that in any given era, there is only one Demon Yama in existence, and most are male. Of course, I wouldn't mention that last point. Everyone was astonished. Sect Master Qing Xuan's expression changed, but immediately after, he revealed a look of delight. disciple Yun possesses such capabilities. Then you can be of great help. I deliberately find a difficult expression. It's just that... Just what? It's just that I am not an Azure Lotus sect disciple. Moving around here might cause inconveniences, perhaps. Hearing me, Sect Master Qing Shuan took out a wooden token carved with the character Xuan and handed it to me. Disciple, take this token. You can access all areas within the Azure Lotus sect. I hastily thanked him. Now I can investigate openly. He asked, do you need me to arrange someone to assist you in the investigation? No, thank you. This disciple can investigate alone. Are you kidding? If you assign someone to me, wouldn't I be tied down? However, Deacon Wang and the disciples nearby showed expressions of disbelief, whispering among themselves. Don't let the Demon Yama take her head. This new recruit doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Let's just wait and see the show. I remained silent. I already had suspicions, but I couldn't articulate them yet. So, I went alone to the Internal Affairs Hall, where the Azure Lotus sect's disciple files were kept, to search for records related to Cheng Mo, his wife, and children. Walking on a mountain path outside a courtyard, I saw a woman dressed in snow-white robes, her demeanor elegant and noble, her eyes holding a hint of coldness. Importantly, I knew this woman. She was third Princess Shen Yuning of the Great Rong Dynasty. I had met her at a celebration of the Heavenly Unity sect. The Great Rong Dynasty had always sought cooperation with sects, but my master had said, sects transcend the mortal world, no need to pay heed. Indeed, this world has more than just one Great Rong Dynasty, so why was she here? I greeted her with a clear voice. Ah, third princess. Shen Yuning looked at me with some doubt. You are... Her voice was gentle and graceful. Very feminine. I am Yung Che, a disciple of the Hanging Moon sect, here to learn from the Azure Lotus sect. I heard about senior brother Cheng Mo's situation, and coincidentally, I have some understanding of demonic beasts, so I wish to lend a hand. May I ask why the third princess is here? Shen Yuning assessed me for a few moments, then nodded slightly. So, it is young Lady Yun. Yuning was entrusted by my royal father to come to the Azure Lotus sect for some discussions. Ah, Yuning has also heard about senior brother Cheng Mo's matter. His wife and children are truly pitiable. I only hope the Azure Lotus sect can swiftly slay that Demon Yama and avenge them. Her face was full of regret and sorrow. But I found something peculiar about it. Does the third princess also believe it was a Demon Yama? Shen Yuning was stunned, then explained. I heard that when the elder of the law enforcement hall examined the scene, he personally drew that conclusion. Saying this, she sighed softly. Ah, senior brother Cheng Mo suddenly encountered such a calamity. Yuning should have visited him, but I fear it would be inconvenient now, so I shall refrain. I nodded. I exchanged a few simple pleasantries with her and then left, but a hint of doubt lingered in my heart. I am a martial arts prodigy, recognized by the entire Heavenly Unity sect. As long as I learn the sect's martial arts and secret techniques, I will master them. Due to my unique cultivation method, I am even more sensitive than ordinary people. In my conversation with Shen Yuning just now, her concern for Cheng Mo seemed a little too much. I found no useful information from the Internal Affairs Hall. Cheng Mo's wife was an ordinary woman, never having stepped onto the path of cultivation. Cheng Mo himself was an outstanding disciple of the Azure Lotus sect, well-liked and seemingly without enemies. After staying at the Azure Lotus sect, the next day I attended the funeral of Cheng Mo's wife and children. Cheng Mo kept his head bowed throughout the funeral, his face somber. He only nodded to words of comfort from others, remaining silently. Shen Yuning also approached him and spoke, with only 6 words. "Senior brother Cheng, please grieve less." Yet these 6 words caused a ripple of emotion within him, which I perceived, and my heart couldn't help but stir. Could it be that these two had an illicit affair, colluding to kill his wife and children to be together forever? Everyone in the Azure Lotus sect was a stranger to me. So I boldly made assumptions and carefully sought evidence. Moreover, I had another layer of suspicion. The funeral was arranged too hastily, seemingly eager to conclude the matter quickly. The Azure Lotus sect disciples all said, "It's local custom to swiftly bury those who died unjustly." So I temporarily suppressed my doubts. I heard that Cheng Mo wanted to spend a little more time alone with his wife and children tonight, so in the middle of the night, I quietly went to their graves. All was still. Cheng Mo was burning something before the gravestone. Under the flickering firelight, his face, alternately bright and dark, wore an indescribable sinister expression. I couldn't clearly see what he was burning, but it didn't look like ordinary joss paper. At this moment, I suddenly heard him mumbling something in an extremely low voice. I quickly held my breath to listen. "Rest in peace, reincarnate. Don't come looking for me." The last few broken words startled me. Why would he beg the mother and children not to come looking for him? Could he truly be the murderer? Thinking this, I suddenly stepped out of my hiding place. "Why tell them not to look for you?" Cheng Mo immediately jumped up. "Ah, seeing it was me." A flicker of complexity crossed Cheng Mo's eyes, but he quickly regained his sorrowful expression. "So, it's junior sister Yun. I was too grief-stricken during the day to thank you. Forgive my rudeness, please. Don't blame me." I said nothing, waiting for his answer, and bidding farewell to Xiaolian and the children. His voice was slightly trembling. "Telling them not to look for me is a local custom. Only by letting go of all worldly attachments can their souls peacefully reincarnate." I tilted my head. That seems plausible." He wiped his tears. His voice choked. "Before, whenever I returned, the 2 children would call, 'Father,' and rush into my arms, making me carry one on each shoulder. How joyful it was. Xiaolian would always smile faintly, watching us. I never thought I'd never see them again. I was silent for a moment before asking, "Junior sister Yun, have you discovered something coming here so late at night?" I blinked. Ye seems to be showing genuine emotion. I can sense it very clearly. It seems I might have overthought it. Wait, but the question in my heart still needed to be asked. "Senior brother Cheng, have you and the 3rd princess known each other for long?" Cheng Mo was stunned, seemingly not expecting me to ask about Shen Yuning. "Last year, when I was out, I happened to help her once. It was just a casual act, but she always remembered it." His words only deepened my suspicion. "So, The two of them originally had no feelings for each other. I was about to ask a few more questions, but Cheng Mo had lost his patience. I want to stay with them a little longer. Junior Sister Yun, there's nothing else here. Please leave. Seeing that I couldn't extract any more clues for now, I bowed to him and left. On my way back to my residence, I coincidentally saw the Azure Lotus Hall still lit. The Azure Lotus Hall was the main council hall of the Azure Lotus sect, and also where sect master Qing Xuan appeared most frequently. He wasn't resting at this hour. My heart stirred slightly. Avoiding patrolling disciples, I quietly approached. Inside the hall, two people were talking. One was an elder, and the other was sect master Qing Xuan himself. The content of their conversation somewhat surprised me. The elder's voice was a little hoarse. Senior brother, the third princess's proposal is very sincere. Sect master Qing Xuan's voice was tinged with emotion. Our sect has developed to this day through the efforts of everyone. But it's hard to make further progress. If we can form an alliance with the great Rong dynasty, wouldn't that be a major turning point? Senior brother truly has unique vision. I am deeply impressed. Brother, we've known each other for many years. Let's not say such things anymore. This matter holds even more promise. Don't you know that Moa saved the third princess several years ago? They've long had feelings for each other. If one day they can marry, our two families' relationship will surely become even closer. The elder's voice immediately showed delight. There's such a thing. Senior brother's wisdom is profound. I hid outside the window, listening secretly, and already had some conjectures. Cheng Mo's wife and children had just died, and you're already thinking of marrying him to the great Rong dynasty? Had this all been planned meticulously from the start? At this moment, sect master Qing Xuan suddenly changed his tone. Tomorrow, we will proceed according to our plan and completely resolve this matter from start to finish. Yes, senior brother. Following this, footsteps echoed from within the hall. I quickly retreated, silently hiding behind a rock garden outside the hall. Sect master Qing Xuan and the elder then emerged from the hall. Under the moonlight, sect master Qing Xuan's face was chillingly grim. There was no trace of the compassion expected of a sect master. Watching their retreating figures, I frowned. What exactly was the plan they spoke of? Regardless, my suspicion towards sect master Qing Xuan grew even stronger. I decided to investigate him first. I immediately cast my movement technique, swiftly heading to Lotus Heart Town, the closest town to the Azure Lotus sect. There was a secret outpost of the Heavenly Unity sect there. After confirming that the senior brother guarding the outpost understood my request, I returned once more to the Azure Lotus sect. Early the next morning, news arrived. A clue to the Demon Yama had been found. I hurried to the Azure Lotus Hall, only to find sect master Qing Xuan seated upright, his expression solemn. To my surprise, Shen Yuning was also present. Last night, our sect's disciples discovered suspicious traces in the back mountain. Following them, we apprehended a rogue cultivator. Sect Master Qing Xuan waved his hand, and several disciples escorted a disheveled man with tangled hair into the hall. This man is Lu Feng, and he harbored a grudge against Cheng Mo, Sect Master Qing Xuan said in a low voice. More importantly, he cultivates dark arts and can briefly summon a Demon Yama for his own use. After being escorted into the hall, Lu Feng did not beg for mercy. Instead, he looked up at the sky and burst into laughter.
Yes, it was me.
I personally summoned the Demon Yama and witnessed it leap into Cheng Mo's house. That year, Cheng Mo harmed me, and now I've made him taste the bitterness of losing his loved ones. I had been carefully observing Lu Feng. This man was around 30 years old, his eyes blood red, and a strange dark aura emanating from his entire body. He was indeed cultivating dark arts. Sect Master Qing Xuan snorted coldly. What harm did he do to you? All your talk is nonsense, Lu Feng. Do you admit your crime? Lu Feng gritted his teeth. Admit my crime? I regret, not personally, snapping Cheng Mo's neck. His wife and children's deaths are no pity. Looking at Lu Feng's Feng Kuang, maniacal demeanor, everyone present showed indignation. At this moment, Cheng Mo rushed in from outside the hall, his face full of fury, pointing at Lu Feng. Lu Feng, you beast! My wife and children were innocent. How dare you act so viciously? I will kill you. As he spoke, he lunged forward, but was stopped by several senior brothers. The poisonous hatred in Lu Feng's eyes intensified. Cheng Mo, seeing your suffering face, I am truly satisfied. I stood coldly observing. There truly was an old grudge between them. This was not fate. Just then, Lu Feng suddenly convulsed violently, letting out a beast-like roar from his mouth. The dark aura around him grew denser and denser, even condensing into a vague beastly shadow in mid-air. It was the Demon Yama. A Demon Yama? He can really summon a Demon Yama? The disciples gasped in endless exclamations, recoiling in unison. I stared intently at that beastly shadow. This was not summoned by Lu Feng. Although the shadow had the form of a Demon Yama, and indeed carried some of the unique demonic energy of a Demon Yama, its aura was very weak, more like an illusion. And the one truly controlling this illusion, I suddenly turned my head to look at Sect Master Qing Xuan. He was intently watching Lu Feng, but I noticed his fingers, hidden in his sleeve, were trembling slightly, as if he was performing some secret art. So that was it. Lu Feng indeed cultivated dark arts, but he fundamentally lacked the ability to summon a real demon Yama. The one truly manipulating this entire drama was Sect Master Qing Xuan. He was using his secret art to manipulate the dark energy within Lu Feng's body, creating the illusion of a Demon Yama. In this way, all the blame would fall on Lu Feng. A truly perfect scheme. Playing tricks right under my nose? I'll just watch what he does next. Just then, a sudden change occurred. Lu Feng suddenly spat out a mouthful of fresh blood, falling backward. The red light in his eyes quickly dissipated, and the wisps of dark energy vanished in an instant. This is bad. His dark cultivation has backfired. Sect Master Qing Xuan flew forward to check. As he reached out to examine Lu Feng's chest, I saw it very clearly. An imperceptible wisp of dark energy shot out from his fingertip, burrowing into Lu Feng's body. The next moment, Lu Feng stopped breathing. Sect Master Qing Xuan shook his head, sighing endlessly. Dark arts harm both others and oneself. Cultivating dark arts ultimately leads to death by backlash. However, divine justice has been served. Nephew Cheng Mo's great vendetta has been avenged. Tears welled up in Cheng Mo's eyes. This disciple bows to the sect master. The other disciples also nodded in agreement, and the atmosphere immediately turned joyful. Chen Yuning's face was also full of joy as she looked at Cheng Mo. Senior brother Cheng, I am truly happy for you. Cheng Mo nodded slightly in response. I stood there silently, my mind racing. Lu Feng was dead, just like that, in front of everyone. Lu Feng's dark arts were fundamentally insufficient to summon a Demon Yama, yet I had personally witnessed a Demon Yama at Cheng Mo's house. The crime scene also indeed had remnants of a demon, Yama's demonic energy. This indicated that the one who truly summoned the Demon Yama was someone else. Then I remembered. The dark energy on Lu Feng's body and the unusual aura I briefly sensed from Sect Master Qing Xuan were extremely similar. Sect Master Qing Xuan had definitely also cultivated dark arts and was far more proficient than Lu Feng. He could create illusions and even silently kill someone to silence them. The entire case could now be pieced together. It was all for self-interest. Sect Master Qing knew that Shen Yuning and Cheng Mo had feelings for each other, but Cheng Mo's wife and children were an obstacle, making their union impossible. Shen Yuning's gratitude to Cheng Mo could promote cooperation between the great Rong dynasty and the Azure Lotus sect. Sect Master Qing Xuan wanted to take it a step further, making the two families intermarry and bind them more deeply. Thus, Cheng Mo's wife and children became the only obstacle. Sect Master Qing Xuan used Lu Feng as a pawn, summoning the so-called Demon Yama to remove this obstacle. The Demon Yama was merely a facade, concealing the true culprit. On the night of the murder, Sect Master Qing Xuan and Lu Feng were definitely both outside Cheng Mo's house, but one was in the shadows and one in the light. After Sect Master Qing Xuan manipulated the Demon Yama illusion to materialize at Cheng Mo's house, Lu Feng smugly left, while Sect Master Qing Xuan secretly entered and committed the murder. The demonic energy of the Demon Yama, the supine corpses, the 4 claw marks, the severed lotus flowers, everything now made sense. The true murderer was Sect Master Qing Xuan. My previous suspicions about Cheng Mo and Shen Yuning were wrong. But even if I spoke the truth now, no one would believe me. Someone like Sect Master Qing Xuan, so malicious yet so cunning. The case thus concluded. Sect Master Qing Xuan also very gracefully ordered me to leave. Disciple Yun, although you couldn't help much, your intentions were good. It seems your business here is finished, so please continue your training. I used the excuse that I wanted to enjoy the scenery of the Azure Lotus sect and stayed a few more days. Sect Master Qing Xuan politely nodded, but concealed a look of disgust in his eyes. The cold night wind brought a touch of melancholy to my heart. During the day, I truly wanted to plunge a cold sword through Sect Master Qing Xuan's heart, but without evidence, it would inevitably cause the Azure Lotus sect disciples to resist, and innocent people would be harmed if I acted. The Heavenly Unity sect's creed is to never let an evildoer go, but also never to harm a good person. It seemed this matter was a little more difficult than I had imagined. As night deepened, my consciousness slowly sank into darkness. Chair, run. My mother's desperate cry pierced through my dream, making me suddenly turn my head. A large, dark, ferocious demonic beast, like spreading ink, slowly materialized behind my mother. Its eyes were like two glowing embers. It was the Demon Yama. The Demon Yama suddenly swung its claws, and my mother's head flew into the air, an expression of terror and worry etched on her face. From the side, a long blood-red tongue shot out, coiled around the head, and disappeared into its monstrous drooling mouth. Fear gripped my throat like ice. Ah! I spun around, desperately fleeing. Suddenly, I felt a chilling cold at my neck. My body seemed to fly, and the world began to spin. I saw my own headless body slowly collapsing, and I also saw the triumphant and greedy expression in the Demon Yama's pupils. He opened its mouth towards me, its long blood-red tongue shooting out like light. Ah! I let out a piercing scream, and the scene shattered into pieces as my vision abruptly shifted back to my inner self. A pitch-black shadow emerged from the darkness, its blood-red eyes fixed on me, bearing a look of mockery. It was the personal demon the Demon Yama had left in my heart. It bared its teeth and laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha! Yunche, your head has finally been severed. My heart turned cold. My master once said that if one cannot slay their personal demon, they might fall into demonhood themselves. The personal demon continued to taunt me with heart-wrenching words. Why didn't you kill Qing Xuan during the day? Do you think yourself the embodiment of justice? Yet you accomplished nothing. Before it could finish, I mustered all my strength and lunged with a sword strike. The personal demon let out a piercing shriek, transforming into smoke and dissipating. Yunche, you can't kill me. You will eventually become a demon. After its triumphant hiss faded from my mind, I was drenched in sweat. My throat suddenly felt sweet, and I spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. Intense pain surged through my entire body. I couldn't move anymore. At this moment, all my pores suddenly burst open. A pair of fiery demon eyes was secretly peeking at me from the darkness and void. It was the Demon Yama. This time, it was a real Demon Yama. The enemy before me made my blood boil. Hatred surged, but I couldn't move. What should I do? The next moment, a flicker of fear appeared in the Demon Yama's pupils. It turned and fled. Before taking a few steps, it suddenly transformed into a black shadow, merging into the night, no longer visible. I took a long, deep breath. That was truly dangerous. I regulated my breathing for a long time, finally recovering. Strange. The real Demon Yama was actually in the Azure Lotus sect. A Demon Yama wouldn't kill indiscriminately just because it was too hungry. Why did it appear near my location? Could it be that sect master Qing Xuan could not only conjure illusions and demonic energy of the Demon Yama, but also summon its true form? Was he deliberately keeping the Demon Yama in the Azure Lotus sect to provoke suspicion and his own killing intent? And immediately after, I began to think, Inside, was the Demon Yama truly connected to the Cheng Emo family tragedy? Were my previous conjectures truly correct? This matter still required further investigation. The second day, when Sect Master Qing Xuan saw me, I accurately caught the uncertain apprehension in his eyes. My heart stirred slightly, but my face remained expressionless as I prepared to continue my secret investigation. However, throughout the day, no matter where I went, Azure Lotus sect disciples followed me, casually introducing me to the scenery and topography of the Azure Lotus sect. They also whispered loudly enough for me to hear clearly. She's useless, and yet she shamelessly claims to understand the habits of the Demon Yama. I think she just wants to freeload here. How much longer do we have to follow her? I haven't even cultivated today. Otherwise, I would have had a chance to win the favor of my fairy Lu. It seemed staying here during the day was a waste of time, so I bid farewell to Sect Master Qing Xuan at dusk. He was extremely cordial. Disciple Yun, please come and tour the Azure Lotus sect again when you have leisure. I politely replied, turned and left. In Lotus Heart Town, I received a secret investigative report from the Heavenly Unity sect. The letter mentioned that 10 years ago, Sect Master Qing Xuan accidentally entered an ancient tomb, and his cultivation and strength rapidly increased thereafter, only slowing down in recent years. I surmised that he had obtained the dark cultivation method at that time. The letter also contained a conjecture that quite surprised me. This matter was becoming more interesting. The senior brother guarding the secret outpost, though his cultivation was not as high as mine, was extremely steady and experienced. He specifically instructed me, disciple, the sect will always be your strong backing, and your master asked me to tell you, impatience leads to chaos. Only with a calm mind can wisdom be born. My heart was touched, and I nodded slightly. Then I returned. I evaded layers of guards and sneaked outside Sect Master Qing Xuan's secluded cultivation chamber. Just one glance through the crack was enough to make me frown. Sect Master Qing Xuan was meditating and cultivating, black energy rising from his body. This was not unexpected. However, before him was a tall, pitch-black shadow. The Demon Yama was alive. The ferocious Demon Yama was like a docile puppy, not moving at all. In front of it, a white pearl hovered. It was its demon core. From the demon core, strands of black demonic energy rose, being absorbed into Sect Master Qing Xuan's mouth. So, Sect Master Qing Xuan could indeed summon the Demon Yama, and even use it to cultivate dark arts. A thought flashed in my mind. My previous conjecture was indeed wrong. The key to the true culprit lay with the Demon Yama daughter. Initially, I thought he could only use dark arts to condense illusions, leaving behind faint demonic energy to deceive Lu Feng. But if he could summon the Demon Yama, then everything made sense. I had initially wondered why the demonic energy left by the illusion could feel so real. It turned out that the Demon Yama had fundamentally been present at the scene. Well, I went on. At the scene, given the Demon Yama's habits, it couldn't possibly have hunted and killed Cheng Mo's wife and children. This certainly meant the crime scene was fabricated. What exactly was going on? Thinking it over carefully, a light suddenly flashed in my mind. unless Cheng Mo's wife and children were already dead before the Demon Yama arrived. Oh, yes, that must be it. Sect, Master Qing Xuan would not summon the Demon Yama without using it. Then personally act and even fabricate the scene. That would mean the true murderer was someone else. I shifted my target of suspicion back to Cheng Mo. My knuckles, gripping the hilt of the long sword at my hip, were a little white. I immediately wanted to charge forward and slay them. But I gently shook my head. The true culprit had not yet been found. I quietly left, intending to calm myself and reorganize my thoughts. But on the mountain path, I saw a familiar figure, Cheng Mo. In his hand, he carried a basket of joss paper, seemingly heading to his wife and children's graves. But his direction was not towards the graveyard. I coldly snorted in my heart, then stealthily followed. His pace grew faster and faster, and soon he arrived at a mountain gorge more than 10 miles away. Under the faint moonlight, a woman in white robes looked up expectantly. It was Shen Yuning. The two met and embraced tightly, as if wanting to merge each other into their bodies. After a long while, Cheng Mo whispered, "Ning, I no longer owe her anything." Brother Mo is the best to me. With this handled, I will certainly not disappoint you. But did you really not act that night? Why does everyone say it was the Demon Yama? Of course I personally acted, but a real demon Yama truly came to my house. Ever since I knew I could act under the guise of the Demon Yama, I secretly made a sharp 4-clawed talon in advance. To be honest, I have to thank Lu Feng. I secretly left my seclusion, rushed home to commit the act, and then he showed up. He could even summon a Demon Yama. Shen Yuning chuckled softly. "Haha, this made the matter truly perfect." Who would suspect Brother Mo? Her voice suddenly turned to doubt. "By the way, Brother Mo, what was that about Lu Feng getting poisoned?" "AI, don't talk nonsense. What poison? She brought it upon herself. What does it have to do with me? And Ning, my heart is entirely yours. Even those 3, I personally killed them at your request." "Ah, I misunderstood then. Don't be angry, Brother Mo. Tomorrow, I'll return to Great Wrong. There's still plenty of time, so tonight, Brother Mo, cherish me well. All right. Do you remember?" "All right." The two intertwined, kicking over the bamboo basket of joss paper beside. The joss paper fluttered in the wind, scattering everywhere like crying spirits. I gnashed my teeth in hatred. These adulterous lovers sneaking around in the wilderness. Their shamelessness was one thing, but the true murderer was Cheng Mo. He had been constantly feigning a first-rate actor. His loyal wife and his own children, how could this beast lay hands on them? Rage surged within me, unable to subside. I narrowed my eyes, and the long sword slowly slid out an inch from its scabbard, then was forcefully pushed back in with immense effort. No, I cannot let them die so easily. Their baseness, selfishness, and cruelty must be exposed to the entire world. The innocent souls of the mother and her 2 tragically killed children must be avenged. The golden crow's dawn light shimmered on the jade steps. Inside the Azure Lotus Hall of the Azure Lotus sect, it was bustling. Third, of the Great Wrong dynasty and her entourage were bidding farewell to sect master Qing Xuan when suddenly a streak of sword light shot in from outside the hall like a bolt of lightning and thunder. Boom! The sword light exploded with a roar, and everyone recoiled in terror. I appeared clad in silver armor, my posture straight and imposing, my gaze coldly sweeping towards sect master Qing Xuan, as well as Cheng Mo and Shen Yuning. At this moment, I reverted to my true appearance. Oh my, am I mistaken? Isn't that my idol, Fairy Lu Yu? So beautiful. Why did she suddenly burst into the Azure Lotus Hall? She looks familiar. Shen Yuning's eyes held a mix of doubt and scrutiny. Suddenly, she remembered something. Her face filled with astonishment. She's Yun Che, the disciple of the Hanging Moon sect. So she is Fairy Lu Yu. Indeed, she still has good judgment. These words immediately caused the entire hall to erupt. Ah, are the two Yun Che the same person? Oh, I even told her to learn well from Fairy Lu. What should I do now? I dared to say my idol looked sallow. In an instant, a myriad of emotions, doubt, anxiety, fear, vigilance, rose within the hall. Sect Master Qing Xuan's expression subtly changed, but immediately after, he returned to normal, smiling as he spoke. So it is Envoy Yun who has graced us with her presence. The Azure Lotus sect is truly honored. I flipped my palm, and a majestic golden token floated above. A faint light shimmered around the token, making Sect Master Qing Xuan narrow his eyes, his smile stiffening. This is the Heavenly Unity token. Holding this token means representing the Heavenly Unity sect, Dat Tao. And presenting this token means I'm about to punish evil and eliminate villains. Amidst the noisy discussions, everyone exchanged glances, but no one dared to speak. A flicker of hatred appeared in Sect Master Qing Xuan's eyes, but he quickly lowered them, his tone respectful. Envoy Yun, why do you use the Heavenly Unity token at the Azure Lotus sect? I let out a soft chuckle, looking at him indifferently. Sect Master Qing Xuan, your skill at feigning ignorance is truly superb, but it's useless. Today, I will expose your disguise. Sect Master Qing Xuan's face was grim. A flash of anger crossed it, but he immediately concealed it, leaving no trace. My actions have always been honorable and upright. Does Envoy Yun have some misunderstanding? My gaze swept across the Azure Lotus sect disciples. Sect Master Qing Xuan cultivates dark arts, manipulating Lu Feng, and in reality, he himself summoned the Demon Yama, conspiring to murder Cheng Mo's wife and children. I have thoroughly investigated this matter. A single stone stirred 1,000 waves. The sect master cultivates dark arts. How can this be? The true culprit in the murder was Lu Feng. Hasn't he already paid for his crimes? An elder jumped out, blocking the way. Yun Che, you are speaking wildly. Even if you are a heavenly guardian envoy, you cannot slander my senior brother, the sect master. I glanced at him. Oh, what a coincidence. It's sect master Qing Xuan's junior brother. Silence. I pushed out a palm strike, and the long sword in my hand, both blade and sheath, flew out, accurately striking the man's mouth. Ah! He spat blood, fell backward, and fainted. Ah, mere accomplice with no cultivation dares to bark at me like this. I have been patient for far too long. I leisurely retrieved my long sword, calmly looking at Sect Master Qing Chuan. Sect Master Qing Chuan's expression changed, yet it seemed unchanged. Envoy Yun, without evidence, you utter such fabricated slanders and cause trouble. I will not accept this, I pouted, drawing my sword with our clan. You won't accept it? I'll beat you until you do. The long sword in my hand blossomed into several sword flowers, pointing directly at Sect Master Qing Xuan's vital points. Sect Master Qing Xuan was startled and panicked, hastily drawing his own long sword to block. Amidst his desperate defense, dense black energy rose from his body, no longer concealable. Everyone, look! Do these wisps of black energy on your Sect Master seem familiar? I shouted loudly. Sect Master Qing Xuan was momentarily distracted, and my sword in hand plunged straight into his chest. He let out a tragic cry and collapsed to the ground. Heavens! I can't believe the Sect Master truly cultivates dark arts. Amidst everyone's clamor, I no longer looked at him, but turned to Cheng Mo. At this moment, his face was full of astonishment, tears uncontrollably streaming down. Sect Master, what wrong did my wife and children do? What grudge do you hold against me that you must cut down and utterly destroy them? What a grand performance! I merely said, Sect Master Qing Xuan conspired to murder, and Cheng Mo immediately affirmed that Sect Master Qing Xuan was the perpetrator. It's just that he probably never imagined what relation the person he intended to frame had to him. I resolutely remained silent, watching his act. Moa, shut up! Sect Master Qing Xuan roared, interrupting Cheng Mo's pitiful act. I am your real father. How could I intentionally harm you? Everyone gasped in surprise again. This turn of events was too sudden, such a reversal. Evening, hey? Ah, it's key. Ah, Cheng Mo was astonished. No, Nishanich. Cheng Mo was astonished. But Master always told me I was an orphan picked up by someone. Sect Master Qing Xuan held his chest with one hand, his eyes filled with immense tenderness. Moa, you are indeed my son. I personally witnessed your master picking you up before I quietly left. The lotus pattern on your chest was drawn by my own hand. It only appeared when you grew up, specifically so that one day I could recognize you. Cheng Mo gently touched his chest, his eyes complex. This lotus pattern only appears when I am extremely emotional. No one knows about it. But why did you stay by my side and not acknowledge me? Sect Master Qing Xuan sighed, his words heavy. This is a long story. I will tell you in detail another day. You only need to know that I am your true father. Absolutely no deception. A disciple suddenly understood. No wonder they always felt the sect master cared for senior brother Cheng Mo in a particularly special way. It turns out they are father and son. Cheng Mo still hesitated slightly. I clapped my hands. Cheng Mo, I can confirm that he is indeed your father. Information gathered by the Heavenly Unity Sect indicates that in order to compete for the position of sect master, Qing Xuan heartlessly fed his infant son, still in swaddling clothes, to a demonic beast, then framed another senior brother for it. That senior brother was the most powerful contender for the sect master position. But coincidentally, at the same time in Lotus Heart Town, a child also went missing, with no trace of life or death. Therefore, I infer that the missing child was fed to a demonic beast to help Sect Master Ching Xuan gain the Sect Master position, while his real son, who is you, was deceived and handed over to your master. Such tactics, the whispers of the crowd rose. So, the senior uncle, who competed with the sect master back then, whose cultivation was abolished, and who was expelled by the previous sect master, was it because of this reason? That's right. He was never heard from again. Now it seems he was probably eliminated completely. Cheng Mo stood dumbfounded for a moment, then looked towards Sect Master Ching Xuan and softly called out, "Father!" On Sect Master Ching Xuan's previously unchanging face, a smile bloomed. "Moa, I have watched you grow up all this time. Your aptitude and temperament are both top-notch. The Azure Lotus sect will surely flourish and be glorious in your hands. By then, even the Heavenly Unity sect might not be able to contend." Cheng Mo was momentarily lost in thought, and Sect Master Ching Xuan changed his tone again. "Therefore, I have paved a smooth road for you. You and Yu Ning are deeply in love. If you can unite, a harmonious marriage will surely lead to smooth sailing. Thus, your wife and children were obstacles. As your father, it is only natural for me to clear them away for you." Cheng Mo looked at Shen Yuning in the distance. Shen Yuning's eyes sparkled, and she nodded slightly, now understanding Sect Master Ching Xuan's actions more clearly. High-minded aspirations, yet base, selfish, and cruel methods. Even if it was his daughter-in-law or grandson blocking his way, he wouldn't show any mercy. This old villain dares to publicly reveal so many secrets. Does he treat me as if I don't exist? I clapped my hands, interrupting them. "Stop. Stop. No more acting. You two, father and son, are truly of the same bloodline. Sect Master Ching Xuan, I'm afraid you guessed wrong. The culprit was not the Demon Yama at all, but Cheng Mo himself." Sect Master Ching Xuan's brows furrowed tightly, his face full of confusion. I looked at Cheng Mo and Shen Yuning with extreme hatred. They looked at each other, their eyes filled with horror and shock. "Envoy Yun Che, it wasn't me. It was the Demon Yama who killed them." I ignored Cheng Mo's sophistry and continued to expose the truth. Cheng Mo, in order to live with Shen Yuning, falsely borrowed the name of the Demon Yama, fabricated claws to commit the crime, and personally decapitated his wife and children. People often say that even a vicious tiger won't eat its cub, but Cheng Mo is truly worse than a beast. "Cheng Mo, I asked you, where were you last night?" Cheng Mo was stunned, mumbling, "I went to Shaolan and their graves." "You lie! You went to the cliff a dozen miles away and had a secret liaison with your Ning." I interrupted him without mercy, then took out a memory pearl that could record images. I infused spiritual energy into it. The scene of Cheng Mo and Shen Yuning's secret liaison was replayed. And Ning, I no longer owe her anything. Brother Mo is the best to me. It's handled properly. I've already made the four-clawed talon. I also have to thank Lu Feng. There's still plenty of time, Brother Mo. Cherish Yuning well tonight, all right? Cheng Mo's calm composure vanished. He looked somewhat panicked at Shen Yuning. Shen Yuning's face was flushed red, filled with shame and indignation to the point of wanting to die, coupled with extreme fear. Everyone in the hall looked at them with extremely strange eyes. I put away the memory pearl and shouted coldly, "Cheng Mo, prepare to die! Clap, clap, clap!" A sudden sound of clapping drew everyone's attention. The one clapping was Sect Master Qing Shuan. But he slowly stood up, as if the wound in his chest was completely unaffected. "Well done! You are indeed my son. It should have been this way. On the contrary, I, as your father, meddled too much." Ha ha ha! Everyone in the hall was astonished. The black shadow surrounding Sect Master Qing Xuan surged, engulfing him, becoming even more ferocious. He paid no mind. I had long known he still had one last trick up his sleeve. "Envoy Yun Che, you had already left. Why did you return?" Sect Master Qing Xuan's voice pierced through the black shadow, carrying a distant quality. "If you've already discovered it, then I no longer need to endure. Ever since I succeeded to the Sect Master position, I have exhausted my efforts, only hoping for the Azure Lotus sect to become the leading sect. What I have sacrificed, how could a mere young girl like you understand? You want to punish the wicked, but hasn't Lu Feng already died before your eyes? Why do you return to make trouble for me?" I frowned slightly. This old villain probably suspected my identity long ago. Azure Lotus sect disciples. What cultivation method I practice? What does it have to do with Yun Qi? The stronger I am, the stronger the Azure Lotus sect. Bout today. She is clearly afraid of our sect's prosperity, fantasizing about destroying our sect's foundation. Will you all just stand by? Under Sect Master Qing Xuan's enchantment, the disciples looked at me with malevolent eyes. I glanced at them, and the token in my hand flew up, emitting a dazzling light. The heavenly unity token appears. Righteous cultivators, who dares to disobey. I'll see who dares to collude with evil. At my loud shout, the Azure Lotus sect disciples looked left and right, hesitating, not daring to step forward. The heavenly unity sect status as the leading righteous path was not achieved through childish games, but forged in battle. Just then, Sect Master Qing Xuan's cold voice echoed, "Yun Che, what do you think you can manipulate? Demon Yama, tear her to shreds." "Oh, so you're finally willing to summon the Demon Yama? This is what I've been waiting for. A tall, pitch-black shadow, straight like spreading ink, materialized from behind. Sect Master, can he truly summon the Demon Yama?" Inside the hall, gasps of alarm rose, and everyone immediately backed away. The Demon Yama's piercing shriek exploded deep within my soul. My eyes blurred, and I instinctively wanted to flee. I gritted my teeth and stopped. A powerful gust of wind rushed towards me, aiming straight for the back of my neck. In that critical moment, clang, the sword in my hand drew an arc, firmly blocking the Demon Yama's claw. Oh, my heart slightly trembled. This Demon Yama had become stronger, much stronger. The force from its claw transmitted through the sword, nearly making me vomit blood on the spot. I dared not pause for even an instant, swiftly turning and thrusting my long sword straight into the Demon Yama. The demon Yama's body transformed into a black shadow, dodging. Immediately after, the black shadow transformed into countless afterimages, rushing towards me from all directions. Fortunately, it was daytime. The Demon Yama's stealth and cloning abilities were most difficult to defend against in the dark. The long sword in my hand emitted light. Each time a sword light collided with an afterimage, there was an enormous rebound force. I felt as if my soul was about to disintegrate, my head throbbing as if pounded by a hammer, fresh blood continuously spilling from my mouth. I clenched my teeth with only one thought in my mind. He absolutely cannot fall. Aki, finally. After countless clashes, the Demon Yama's afterimages gradually dissipated, and its true form was revealed. Success or failure hinged on this moment. I suppressed the intense pain in my head, bit through my tongue, activating a secret art. Oh! Sword energy roared like thunder, and the long sword transformed into a streak of ice, piercing straight through the Demon Yama's fiery demon eyes. The Demon Yama's stiff body staggered back a few steps, then slowly collapsed, twisting as it fell beside Sect Master Qing Xuan, utterly breathless. My great vendetta had finally been avenged. Just then, deep within my consciousness, the black shadow that had plagued me for years let out a shriek and shattered into pieces, dissipating. The inner demon that had tormented me for so many years was finally destroyed. Even if this young lady coughed up a little blood, it was worth it. My mind became tranquil. In an instant, my cultivation broke through an invisible threshold, like a river flowing into the sea. I had finally reached the Grand Master realm. It was exactly as I had anticipated. But why didn't Sect Master Qing Xuan charge forward and join forces with the Demon Yama to kill me? At this moment, Sect Master Qing Xuan shouted loudly. Moa Cheng Mo turned his head in fright at the call. A wisp of black smoke shot out from the black flames surrounding Sect Master Qing Xuan, striking directly into Cheng Mo's left chest. Ah! Cheng Mo cried out in agony, clutching his chest as he collapsed to the ground, embraced by Shen Yuning. The black smoke, carrying fresh blood, swirled back, returning into the black shadow. I noticed that the Demon Yama's corpse had vanished. Everything happened in a flash, so fast that even I couldn't react in time. From within the black shadow, Sect Master Qing Xuan's eerie laughter echoed. Yun Che, thank you very much. Amidst a cry of alarm, the black shadow slowly peeled away, revealing a demonic beast inside. It still retained some human characteristics, but was tall and ferocious, its eyes like fiery demons, its claws gleaming with cold light, 9 parts identical to the Demon Yama. Yun Che, thank you. You have helped me complete the final transformation of the demon god transformation. So he had been immobile all this time because he was cultivating at the most crucial moment. No wonder when I first met him, his aura was unstable, which I had detected. Wait, demon god transformation. I suddenly remembered. Swallowing a demon core, ultimately fusing an ancient demon's body with a human's bloodline. You dared to cultivate this dark art and forge a half-demon body. A half-demon body can rival a grandmaster, and with the physique of a demonic beast, its power will be even more terrifying. This dark art was long lost. Never imagined Sect Master Qing Xuan would successfully cultivate it. You truly know. Since that's the case, Yunche, the green mountains and clear waters of the Azure Lotus sect shall be your burial ground. It shouldn't dishonor you. Sect, Master Qing. Xuan's voice was devoid of emotion. Before his words even finished, he suddenly launched an attack. Stealth, shifting claws, the long sword in my hand hummed and trembled violently from the intense clashes. I couldn't block it. The Demon Yama I had just slain was incomparable to him. In less than a moment, I had vomited blood and fallen to the ground. You want to take my son's life? Did you ever ask me? Sect Master Qing Xuan slowly advanced, his voice echoing from the depths of an abyss. I coughed up a mouthful of blood. Do you think you've won for sure? I merely spent a little time refining my sword intent. A look of horror appeared on Sect Master Qing Xuan's sinister face. Sword intent! You've reached the Grandmaster realm. A Grandmaster can control sword intent, wielding supreme power. Almost invincible. Of course, there are differences among Grandmasters. Not every Grandmaster can grasp sword intent. I had long understood sword intent, only unable to unleash it because I hadn't crossed the threshold to the Grandmaster realm. Just now, dealing with the enemy was a distraction to comprehend and increase my proficiency. Now was the time to unleash its power. The long sword in my hand suddenly rose, glowing brightly. There was no wind, but an invisible force spread everywhere, pressing down, making everyone unable to stand firm. Fear spread through Sect Master Qing Xuan's fiery demon eyes. He tried to transform into a black shadow to escape, but it was too late. Slowly spoken, yet happening in an instant, a dazzling sword light slashed down, appearing extremely slow, but in reality incredibly fast, severing the neck of that half-demon. His head was cleanly cut off. The sudden change was too quick. Everyone in the hall was still reeling. No need. Father! A cry of anguish, true emotion. The half-demon's vitality was formidable, yet he was not completely dead. The demon fire in Sect Master Qing Xuan's eyes dissipated, still glaring, filled with unwillingness. That night, I summoned another Demon Yama to kill you. Why didn't you die? I let out a contemptuous chuckle. You wouldn't think there are many Demon Yamas in this world, would you? Is it not so? I will tell you a secret that ordinary people don't know. In any given era, only one Demon Yama appears. The Demon Yama you summoned from beginning to end was the same one. From the small pouch at my waist, I took out a sharp object and displayed it to him, then looked at him coldly. This is one of the Demon Yama's claws. I once fought it in Willow Leaf Town and chopped off one of its fingers. That night, it realized it was me, fled in fear. Did that disappoint you? Sect Master Qing Shuan's lips trembled, emitting an indistinct, muffled sound. How can this be? No wonder it almost lost control today. I turned to everyone in the hall and said, the marks left at the crime scene, 4 intact claws, were naturally fabricated. So, from the very beginning, I knew this tragedy was man-made. I continued my psychological attack on Sect Master Qing Xuan. On the night of the murder, you thought you had a perfect plan. So you fundamentally didn't even bother to check the scene, did you? Sect Master Qing Xuan did not reply, his eyes wide in death. I then turned directly to Cheng Mo, who was terrified, and suddenly asked, Cheng Mo, why did you cut down all the lotus flowers in the lotus pond? This question still puzzles me quite a bit. I'll feel better if I get a clear answer. Cheng Mo bowed his head and sighed, then finally answered after a long moment. Because Xiaolian loved that lotus pond the most. I thought if I wanted to cut ties completely, I might as well chop everything down. I suddenly understood. This fellow truly wanted to utterly destroy everything. All right then, I will send you to atone to Ishao Lion and the children. I raised the sword in my hand. Cheng Mo's eyes darted around, and he immediately burst into tears. Envoy Yung Che, I was forced. It was all this hussy, Shen Yuning. She deceived me into carrying her flesh and blood, and also said she was clean by nature, intolerant of even the slightest blemish in emotional matters. So she forced me to kill Xiaolian and my 2 children. Do you believe me? Don't kill me? He flinched slightly, changing to a kneeling posture, angrily pointing at Shen Yuning. Shen Yuning, on the side, her face full of disbelief. Brother Mo, didn't you promise to grow old with Yuning? The brother Mo in her mouth merely glared at her, his eyes bloodshot, the fire of anger in Cheng Mo's eyes, burning her heart to ashes. Shen Yuning's beautiful face changed color. Cheng Mo, did you feed your conscience to dogs? How much did my family financially support you on your path of cultivation? From childhood to adult? What did I not give you? How could your wife and children possibly deserve to block my path or be compared to me? Moreover, you were the one who ultimately killed them. What does it have to do with me? Tears still lingered in the corners of Cheng Mo's eyes, and a sinister smile twisted his lips. The smile was 7 parts madness, 3 parts cunning, like a poisoned dagger. Envoy Yonche, do you truly believe this hussy's one-sided story? Look what she hides in her perfume pouch. It's a bone whistle that can manipulate the Demon Yama. She is the real mastermind. I frowned slightly. Cheng Mo suddenly gripped Shen Yuning's arm with such force that she cried out in pain. She used the bone whistle to lead the Demon Yama to set up the scene, but unexpectedly lost control. Of course, my father caught her, and then forced me to replicate the Demon Yama's sharp claws, personally ending Xiao Lian and our 2 children's lives. Shen Yuning's pupils suddenly constricted, her exquisite face instantly contorted. You, how did you know I have a bone whistle? Because when you used the bone whistle, I saw it with my own eyes. Before his words finished, Cheng Mo pulled out a memory pearl and threw it into the air. The memory pearl exploded and images streamed forth. The demon, Yama, lay prostrate before Shen Yuning. In her hand, she held the bone whistle, a cold smile on her lips, as if she held something in her grasp. At that time, the Demon Yama's 4 claws were still intact. Cheng Mo, you ungrateful, treacherous wolf, you actually prepared a backup plan. Shen Yuning shrieked, her usual elegant charm completely gone. Do you think you can survive like this? Do you know that the elixir that helped you break through your cultivation concealed a secret art of the Shen family? She suddenly brought her fingers together like a sword, drawing a blood-red talisman in the air. Then let your meridians rupture and die. Cheng Mo suddenly burst into loud, mournful laughter, like the caw of a crow. Do you truly think I wouldn't be wary of you? With my talent, why would I need your useless elixir? Ah, I tricked you. You deserve to die. I watched the two tearing at each other, a wave of coldness surging through my heart. Madness erupted in Cheng Mo's eyes, wanting to drag everyone down with him. Shen Yuning's elegant and noble facade shattered. They were like two caged beasts, ripping each other apart in a moment of life and death. Enough. Some individuals, though still wearing human skin, had become demonic beasts within. I Yun Che. For the sake of the world, my demon-slaying sword not only slays demons, but also cuts down sin and deceit. Cheng Mo, Shen Yuning, I will send you on your way. No! Don't! The two still attempted to struggle, but the sword light had already flashed past. Two heads flew up, horror and unwillingness still etched on their faces. In that moment, I thought of the beheaded withered lotus pond in Cheng Mo's courtyard. It was indeed karmic retribution. In the utterly silent grand hall, my heart finally felt light. I turned around and raised my voice. Sect Master Xuan, Cheng Mo, and Shen Yuning have been eliminated. The Azure Lotus sect should return to its purity and peace. I will return in 3 years. Or, if by then the Azure Lotus sect still harbors foul aura, this will be your fate. I lifted a finger and lightly flicked the body of my sword. Clang! The lingering sound echoed through 9 heavens. A streak of sword light, like a torn ribbon, slashed straight down, utterly destroying the sect master's throne in the Azure Lotus Hall, turning it to dust. I clapped my hands. As for the Great Wrong Dynasty, if they are not convinced, let them come and fight. I exhaled softly and leisurely walked out of the grand hall. In the lotus pond outside the courtyard, the lotus stalks were cut into many segments, and withered lotus flowers floated in the pond. As I appeared, a roar like mountains shaking and sea stirring suddenly erupted. Welcome back, Fairy Luyu, to the sect. Welcome back, Fairy Luyu, to the sect. Welcome back, Fairy Luyu, to the sect. I turned to look at the stunned Azure Lotus sect disciples, waved my hand, and turned to leave. The warm, twisted sunlight shone down upon the mortal world. All things seemed new. The gentle, resolute breeze lightly dispelled the worries in my heart. Looking at the new lotus blossoms in the pond outside the Azure Lotus sect, I stretched. Demonic evils in life take countless forms, but there will always be someone who bravely takes up the sword to protect the light. I suddenly had an epiphany. Oh, 998, 999, 1000. 1001, all complete. No wonder my master made me descend the mountain to slay 1001 demonic beasts. 1000 represents the perfectly complete number of all things in the world. the cycle of heaven and earth, the reincarnation of life and death. The one added to it is transcendence. From now on, my path of cultivation will enter a different realm. Nasi, finally, Antelana, Awasai, Outer Estenda, Allah Seke, Austat